Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wise Exotics. I'm your host, Trevor, and we're going to go into the start of the video log series for August of 2024. Now, if anybody has questions or needs help with their own collection or plants and whatnot, please feel free to hit me up on Instagram as Wise Exotic. I'm more than happy to, help you or chat with you or even do, plant talk. Whatever works for you. I do also sell some plants on occasion, not very often, but on off, a few plants here and there. So if you need the sales sheet or whatnot, feel free to ask and inquire. Let's see. So far, the collection's doing quite well. I tend to do these video logs to review what's going on within the collection, the good, the bad, what's changed, anything new, because various differences and or things I move around and do are factors in the growth of these species and or specimens. So please keep that in mind. The only new thing I've added in the glass room is this nice little white air filter up the top, and that's just to keep the bird dust down a bit. Birds tend to create a dust on their feathers that is to help with water resistance and allow them to fly even during rain or high humidity, especially on tropical, birds. So doing this is just to help alleviate the amount of dust that they produce. That's all. We'll see how it affects the plant's health and or development. It might help them because they're not having so much dust on the lower leaves and whatnot. Anyway, let's see. The new VCI all came in, including VCI Barrio Pink Candy. I know I've had a couple inquiries about this and or asking information, so let me give just kind of a general synopsis of what I could learn and or understand when researching and looking online. So Borneo Exotics produced 2 specimens from 2 VCI Barrio. These were then labeled as VCI Barrio Pink Candy under the ID tag 4096. They've only sold cuttings of these plants 3 times. I think the first 2 times was the original sibling, and then the second time was this, or the third time was this second sibling was sold to America that I could tell. Specifically, I guess Carnivero. I bought mine as a rooted cutting from Carnivero, which is a fairly large plant. Now, Pink Candy 1, I'll call it, is in Japan, as the older and larger specimen is very impressive, very big, squat body, huge flare, and then as it ages, it almost turns kind of like a bronze parasome with stripes. Kind of reminds you of Jiafong. So, keep that in mind. The one I have is the one that went later to America. After the 2024 sale, they have discontinued the 4096 series, to my understanding, and that's per their auction information that it went those 3 sales and then done for those 2 plants. So there are only 2 VCI Barrio Pink Candies currently available, and it's either the one in Japan's version or the one in America's version. I have the American version, to my understanding. Now, Pink Candy is fairly impressive. In terms of leaf size, let's go down and check it out. The leaf size of Pink Candy is, not that big. It's actually smaller than my VCI-B and my VCI-A, but the trap size to leaf ratio is impressive. Look at this thing. This definitely checks all the boxes. Pink, squat, flared, speckles on the wings, beautiful flare with stripes, good form, kind of like Cobra. Very impressive specimen. It's already got a developing pitcher and is pushing a new growth tip, so it's quite happy in my conditions. So there's that. Next to it over here, I'd like to point out the 4021, which is the 2 Golden Barrios crossed. This is a more common to get one. Has a dual leaf, and both, it looks like, are going to develop embryos because I can see them starting to turn upward. It also has a developing growth tip. So we'll see if that turns into another dual leaf or something weird. Well, the plants are doing quite well. I put Candy next to VCI-B Taffy just to compare and, see how it develops. I wanted to give it more light, and it's in the center, so there's a lot of humidity. I was just trying to make it so it didn't have any stress acclimating. Barbigiae is doing quite well. Pushed out a new growth tip. I moved Raja peltata into the corner here, and put Minimex Diabolica in the back so it can vine and do whatever the heck it's doing way up there. It can do whatever it wants in that direction. Let's see, going down here, all the plants are doing well. I'm actually rooting this for a friend. This is a Eristolochoides crossed with Diabolica. I have the main plant up above by the air filter, as some of you know. He had asked for that. I'm actually doing a trade with that friend. He's getting my Veitchii X Clypeata, and I'm getting his Borneo Exotics Clypeata, which was having some problems with him. It wasn't pitching, it seemed stressed, so we were just gonna swap those plants, and I can see what's going on and or figure it out. You know, what's causing that plant to have some issues. Just gonna do some weeding here because Bonnie likes to throw her seeds around and the seeds get stuck in the pot sometimes, so I have to weed out. Oh, Bunny. The offender herself. This was a plant that I've actually been waiting to put a trap again. So this one actually gets red leaves and reddish orange leaves, and then they form kind of into a green leaf later on. This is Veitchii crossed with Veitchii crossed with Burbigiae crossed with Stenophylla. Now this is a seed grown specimen, and I actually have had one or two other ones I actually sold / gave away. Beautiful color. Look at that. Definitely got Burbigiae in it to compare. So this is the hybrid, and this is a pure Burbigiae. Definitely got the speckles and the striping. I'm not too sure what's getting the pink other than maybe Veitchii, but there are some Burbigiae that get a reddish pink hue, so don't know. It seems quite happy. Haven't seen any issues with it prior. This one just tends to only make a few traps in the year and then stops and then makes a few traps. Kind of the same thing goes on with this RE Red Leaf Exotics 24. I really do like how this one develops. It gets these beautiful white stripes, kind of creamy white stripes in it on that dark parastome. It's a great contrast. I don't want it sitting on that plant. Thank you. That variegated one's different from Mike, doing quite well down there. It's got another trap down the other edge. Let's see, Raja X Mira, nice basil development there. Big leaf jump on the basil. Mira's basil is doing quite well. Oh, these other ones are nice. Let me check this one out. That just popped. Gland X Trusmatiensis. This one's actually for sale just because, well, so is the, I think it's Veitchii Loei crossed Clypeata right here. Nice medium-sized plant. Basically I just want to make some more room to shift stuff around for when I have to deal with the seedlings in the future. As some of you know, I do have quite a few Veitchii seedlings developing. I have the JF001 from John Fernando, aka John Carnivores, from Europe, which are the yellow parastome crossed with brown parastome crossed with Maraud Stripe X Candy Stripe. Those have a lot of good genetics in them. And then I also have the Ritz X Barrio number 2 from Cross Exotics. So we'll see how those all develop. So plants are all doing quite well. Pink Candy's settling in quite easily, actually. Wasn't expecting it to be such a smooth transition, but I'm quite happy it is. Now, because of all the delays with Pink Candy, when I had placed another order, which was this plant, which is Maraud striped basically, but it's Maraud X Christian Klein striped Best Clone X Curva 207. I ordered an extra small. They upgraded me to a small one, so yay. The small one actually already has nice stripes and flare already, so it's a good little starting specimen. And I'll take that as the apology plant or whatever, just because of how long it took to get Pink Candy. So it was 3 weeks total. The first week I ordered and waited, didn't get any information. Then they, because of all the IT delay, then basically the day before I got it, Carnivora sent me an email saying, we're pretty sure we sent you the wrong plant, please return it. It was a Platy hybrid. I made sure it was safe and sound before I sent it back. And then I had to wait a week plus for them to get it, verify that I sent them the right plant back, wasn't trying to rip them off or anything. And then they could send out Pink Candy. So they waited till the next week to send it out. So just It was a lot of fun delays. Very anxious waiting for that large plant. I don't usually buy large VGIs, so I've always worried about them getting broken or hurt in shipping because I had that problem with super glue, as some of you might know. And that's what started the whole super glue grafting little craze or fad that I somehow started. Does work, so can't complain. One person did have it fail, but it failed because it pushed the growth out and created a new growth tip anyway. So we're both like, okay, well, that's a win no matter what. Can't complain with that. Now, at this time, I do have 3 Cobra siblings. They're all half siblings, so I've got the one I just said, the 207. I also have this, which is the 267, which is Burial Malaysian Tropics crossed with Cobra. And I have the JBX Cobra. This was my auction plant, so I'm actually glad I got this so I could compare all 3 types together. Now, I did get 2 other VGI. Very tiny from Dancing Star Horticulture. Thank you, Stephen Bloom. He's actually available on shop too if you wanted to buy it there. That's how I bought it. It was actually nice. He stuck a second one in because he knows I like to compare 2 at once. So I've got this one and this one. So these are Orange X Candy Dreams. Now, orange is a VGI from Carnivoro. It's fairly squat. It gets like an orange body with a lot of intense orangish stripes. So crossed with Candy Dreams, that can make some crazy progeny. So we're definitely excited to see these 2 develop right here. Let's see. All the seedlings, as you can see, are those green masses in there. And then that's all the Jeff ones. Or I'm sorry, the John ones. Not Jeff. And then these are the Ritzik Barrio ones right here, as you can see. Not quite as many, but definitely got some healthy specimens. 2 to 3 leaves on them as they sprouted, so that's pretty vigorous. Little word of warning. So these are my 3 from Mike, which are the Big Mama Pink Candy Cane X Barrio. I've seen some people using VGI-M as a mature plant, showing that as one of these grown up and selling it on eBay. Avoid that. These plants you can buy directly from Mike for $24 or $25 each. And this guy's reselling one of these specimens, claiming it's red. That's a red one, by the way. Something like this for basically $70. And the same person also uses AI-generated images on some of their sales. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Be careful when you're buying or looking at plants online. Definitely be smart about it. If you see AI-generated pictures in their sales, just avoid it. You don't want somebody who's trying to fake you out with fake pictures to begin with. Let's see. Edinburgh is developing a nice trap for some reason on top of the Raja. Can you and Raja be friends? Grow next to each other? No, we gotta fight. For some reason, Hummer's having a lot of fun with his bell right now. Let's see. Palinensis are all doing well also. See, Palinensis is in with Attenberga. Attenberga is in with Raja. Raja's just trying to do its own thing. Now, speaking of Raja, I have trimmed off the second basal of the 3152 here. It's currently rooting right there, and it is already spoken for. I know I always have someone. It is already spoken for someone specifically. I also want to look at this. Look how red the Nepenthes God one is doing. Oh, random facts. Raja XI, may I have, is actually from Nepenthes God 2 originally. That's kind of neat. Jay is also going to be launching his own website. It is active now, and you can actually buy direct from nepenthesgod.com. Kind of a cool thing. I hadn't expected him to be doing that, so that's quite awesome in my opinion. Let's see, the Bongsu siblings doing good. No, I have not plucked the fern. It seems to be doing okay and not affecting the Bongsos. Hybrids are all doing well. I'm gonna call this the Greenwood 1, Greenwood Exotics hybrid. Doing well. It's such a long name. The Rob, definitely on this one doing quite happy. I mean, look at that wing jump. The Neb, oh, it's pushing out a leaf. Definitely dark. Definitely very dark. And then there's my little Rob over here. Also fairly dark for Rob, but gets that reddish color. Diabolica is doing nice. I don't know why, but I swear they're like being imposing or intimidating. So there's Velosa, Ex Hamada, and Edwardsiana picture back to back, kind of behind the Diabolica, kind of just like, I don't know, being intimidating toward it or something. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, but it's a pretty picture. So the eddy popped. It's fairly orange right now. So this one starts green, then it goes to orange, and it goes red. This actually has a very nice trap on it. If I can do this without hurting it, right? Nice and toothy. I'll just pop this nice big leaf over here that's for some reason swacking over into the Hamada. And the Hamada is trying to challenge it. A little bit of a rivalry going on with some of these plants. Definitely interesting to see how they form their traps, or like how they're competing for light and whatnot. The Hose Mentonix barrio fully open, so look at all those nice stripes. That's gonna be a pretty one. Sericea, quite happy. I know some people are asking about Pudica. Pudica is right here. It's developed a nice little trap here. It's fairly slow developing species, but given it's a slower lowland, that's to be expected. It looks like it's recovering well from whatever stress had occurred. I'm not too sure of the Northiana. The BE one seems to be pushing a leaf out, although malformed a bit. I don't know what ticked it off or why, but the seed grown is right next to it doing perfectly fine. So it must be something to do with the Borneo Exotic specific one, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, got me on that one. The macros are all doing well. You can see Phoenix is still in there growing. Pushed out a new leaf. Let's see, Macro T. Doing Macro T things. And the BCP one. And the Velosa. The Velosa is pushing another leaf out. Quite a cute little plant. Let's see. Well, you can see a nice coloring up on these KX Candies, Striped X Candy. Doing really well. I've seen a lot of these get this kind of reddish orange color, and this one's already getting wing speckles and has stripes. It has like that purple inner coloring. Don't see that as often on some of my Veitchii when they start to mature, but I do like it when they have that purple inner throat. There you go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. This is another one I got. So this is one I was actually hoping would do well. So this is CAR 0441. This is basically the same mother as the one with Cobra, but instead of Cobra, they used Akazukinix Barrio, which is the same dad that was used for this one, these three. So those are technically all like half siblings. Nice, doing nice. Yes, that is very red indeed. It's actually pushed another trap around the back that's also getting red again, and it's got one in the front developing. That one's going to be pretty crazy, I'm betting. It's already showing intense red pigmentation. Veitchii D is making its first trap with me. Seems to be fairly slow, but it's this little green speck in there. Doing quite well. Now, the last video I did mess up. I called this Sumatrana. I don't know why. It's Suratensis. This is a seed-grown one from the Nepenthes Odyssey. I had it last time, so its newest trap is down there, and it looks like its other one is somehow being buried. Yeah, it somehow squished the trap between there, but it's got another leaf forming there, so maybe that'll help it out. The actual Sumatrana has a nice developing node there. It seems quite happy. Palinensis are both happy. This one's pushing out a new happy leaf. Did not like being out of the tank, I can tell you that. This one specifically likes a lot of humidity. That one can tolerate less humidity, but it definitely is okay with it. Anywho, that's it for the collection at this time. I hope everybody's doing well. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to post in the comments. If you just want some one-on-one or consultation or help growing your own plants, or you're interested in whatever I'm selling or have for sale, feel free to hit me up on Instagram as wiseexotic, one word. Same little green owl. Talk to you all later. Trevor out.